Hello and welcome to another science experiment. Today I thought we would try and make our own slime. This is quite a popular experiment found on several science websites. Dr. Dot hasn't done this yet, but I'm sure she will do. So to start off with, as usual, we'll need to gather our materials. Because today we are working with an acid, hyaluronic acid in a contact lens solution. I'm wearing my PPE, so I've got my lab coat, gloves and goggles. So we will need some water, half a cup of water, which I've already poured out. I'll also need half a cup of PVA glue. We'll need some bicarbonate of soda, the hyaluronic acid, of course, which is contact lens solution, and also some food colouring. I've then got a bowl to measure it out in, a tablespoon, and also a teaspoon. And then to mix it all together, I'll just use a tablespoon, but you can also use something like a spatula. I've also got a sealable bag to put it in afterwards, and a bowl of water underneath my table, which has got soap in it, just to put my materials in after I've used them, because slime does stick to everything, as you will find out. So to start off with, I need to, in a mixing bowl, thoroughly mix half a cup of water with half a cup of glue. So I'm going to pour my water in here, followed by my glue. Glue is a lot thicker than water, as you can see, so I'm going to use my spoon to scoop it out as well. And after I've done that, I'm going to mix it thoroughly, just to make sure that the two liquids are combined. And then, purely for aesthetic reasons, I'm going to add some food colouring, just a few drops, into my mixture. And again, mix. Okay, as you can see, it's a light blue. I want it a bit darker than that. So you can add more food colouring if you wish. You can also experiment and add sequins or glitter or beads and make it more sensory. This is a great experiment to do with little kids. Okay, I kind of like that colour. It's now like a sky blue. The next step calls for me to add half a teaspoon of baking soda and mix completely. So that's about half a teaspoon. Now, as you can see, it's still really watery. So what I'm going to do is now add 2 tablespoons of the contact lens solution and stir it vigorously until the mixture starts pulling away from the edges of the bowl. So now we've got liquid. It's almost like a milk. And I'm just going to wash this slightly in my bowl. And then add 2 tablespoons. Caps back on. And then I'm going to continue to mix this. And hopefully what we should see is a thickening and the mixture coming away from the bowl. This might take a while. Now, as I'm stirring, I'm already feeling it thickening up a bit, but it's still really runny, as you can see. So just be patient and it should come together. I want you to do it a bit quickly. Now it's getting thicker. So you do have to mix it quite quickly and vigorously. Can you see? It's already thickening up. So I'm just going to keep going. Science penguins watching, of course. Got 2 actually. There's one in the lab coat and my usual one, which you may have seen in videos before. And just watching the experiment now to take shape. Okay, so I've been mixing for a while and it is suddenly very thick, which is very cool. It makes a difference from the kind of milky liquid that we had before. Okay, so as you can see, this is suddenly very thick and I can see that it's beginning to kind of stretch and pull away from the bowl. So what I'm going to do now is take the spoon out and I'm going to mix it with my hands just for 5 to 10 minutes. This is why I'm wearing gloves, because as you can see it is extremely messy. But can you see that? It's suddenly a lot thicker than it was before. So I'm going to try and knead it as well and see what different textures I get. It's like I'm wrestling with one of the ghosts from Ghostbusters. So again, you can mix this for as long as you want. Ooh, there we go. So can you see it's like suddenly very, very thick. That's so cool, isn't it? It's kind of, it acts like a liquid there, but then when I start to punch it, it acts more like a solid. I've got a bit on the table here, but that doesn't matter because it will actually, I can show you more closely. Can you see that it's suddenly very, very stretchy? And I can try and play, bounce it around like a ball. Can you see? So this is a very bizarre liquid, and I can actually pull it off the table and it doesn't make a mess. So I'm going to put that back in the bowl, because as it dries it will harden. And I'm going to explain to you why I've got this suddenly very stretchy, strange liquid. But to start off with, I'm going to remove my gloves so I can access my notes. Right, so what ingredients do we have in here? What do each of the ingredients do? So the hyaluronic acid that we use, the contact lens solution, it acts as a humectant, attracting and retaining moisture. So it's much kinder to the skin than the boric acid, which a lot of the slime recipes use. And like I said, it keeps it from drying out so quickly. The glue is the main base of our product, and it gives the slime its texture and structure. So without the glue, we wouldn't have anything to play with. I've also used bicarbonate of soda, which acts as the activator. This helps to thicken and solidify the slime mixture, so this is very important. Without this bicarbonate of soda, then again we wouldn't have the right, it wouldn't change texture. The water makes the slime less hard and easier to play with, so it's got a similar function to the hyaluronic acid. And the food colouring, as I said before, is purely for aesthetic reasons. So the PVA glue is a polymer. A polymer is made up of long chains of molecules which are entangled together, a bit like spaghetti, but they're not strongly connected. So when the baking soda is added to the contact lens solution, all of these entangled squiggly lines kind of become deeper connected. And this allows us to kind of stretch and pull and knead with the the slime. So what is a slime? Well, it is a non-Newtonian fluid. So Isaac Newton discovered that there was, as well as gas, solid and liquid, which you've probably learnt about at school, they're the three main forms of element that you can have. We've also got a like non-Newtonian fluid, which is somewhere in the middle between liquid or solid. Slime is a non-Newtonian fluid. It doesn't act like a liquid or a solid, because as you can see, I could pour it onto the table, but then I could bounce it around like a rubber ball. So that is my experiment today. I encourage you to make your own, but also try different forms of non-Newtonian fluid. You can make one with cornstarch and water, for example. And yeah, just have fun with it. Can you think of any other non-Newtonian fluids? And that is my challenge for you today. As usual, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also Dr. Dots. She also has an online science club, which is based for adults wanting to have fun and approach science in a more fun way and not fear it, because nowadays there's a lot of like, oh, science is far too difficult for me. Well, that's not the case. I'm not a scientist. I've come from a humanities background, so history and arts basically. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you again next time. Bye.